Some former players, Mike, helping out in his competition.
That's Eric Brunson right beside Ryan Hoover, who was a great player in this. Now, down at Temple, Hoover makes 3 out of the first basket, and that's Trent Forbes up there feeding the balls there.
Has a nice fluid motion.
Sure does.
Right into it, little flicks, and he has been dynamite so far. And this looks like his spot. Made them all there.
Made them all. He's got 8 total.
Look
9.
Look at that follow.
10. It's amazing how once you miss one. Now he's back on the beam.
When you get to this side of the court, it's a little bit different shooting style required, because your natural position, if you're a right-hander, comes easier on the other side of the floor. Great follow through, great release with
15
one finger.
Unofficially for Ryan Hoover, and the rest of this may be academic.
That's an
very
exceptional go, boy. What a target for the rest of the competitors. Well, see the 5 in a row right now, as boy, he's really got the groove. X marks the spot, and boy, he's right there. And as he starts the shot, it's behind the line, and you see that follow through, and his body behind the shot carries him in front of the line.
Andrew Kobolsovsky of New York, headed for Rutgers, is next. Now, this kid's got a great stroke if he can get it going.
Well, the prior contestant, Hoover, really had it going. Nice high arch in his shot. A little flick at the very end, but it looks like he's using that middle finger, which really kind of lose a little touch when you do that. Bill Sharman, a long time ago when I was a player with the Celtics, claimed that the best shooters shoot with their index finger and their thumb as the last points of release. But each one of these contestants, you can tell, has the good feel with the follow through, with their body behind the shot.
That's 9. That's 10. Ooh. That's 12. That's 13.
Big people love to shoot from
14.
this side of the court.
15. Needs 1. Got it.
Well, I never thought that Hoover would meet his match so quickly. And here's Kobolsovsky. Give it to me. Kobolsovsky. Now you watch him when he gets to this side of the floor. That one shoulder is kind of tilted into the shot, and he follow through a little soft release. And the fact of the matter is that you shoot the ball with the release of the hand and the fingers the same as you would if you were shooting a 2-foot shot.
Camilo Travieso representing Boston. He'll be playing later on.
Ed Gray is kind of a very smooth leaper.
Ooh, flushed that one.
That hit with force.
He did.
Bottom of the net. These guys are just earning their wings in the dunking of a basketball. Look at that, the kick of the legs, and that provides a little bit of force. And you'd be surprised when they go up there and they don't quite make it. They can hit the back of the rim and head up to the other end of the court very easily.
Here comes Jeff Shepard with the second dunk.
Whoa! Michael Jordan. That was no Rex Chapman. That was a spear. Look at this. Wow.
Well, the Atlanta kids weren't kidding when they said, wait till you see what Jeff can do.
Yeah, that was almost a flyby.
Yeah. Here's Eric Bell.
Eric's under the gun. Missed his first one. Uh-oh. He's pulling a D. Brown. Going to pump up. Boy, he looked like Sean Kemp.
Yeah, he did look like Sean Kemp, didn't he?
That was a power, and he took off from, oh, I'd say about 12 feet. Yep, that's a long way to go for a stuff. That should count for something, because that, where he left the ground from, really makes you extend.
Eddie Gray from San Francisco getting ready for his second.
Little wiggle of the hips, and just about got it over the front of the rim.
All right, Jeff Shepard will be lining up his third as we look at Ed Gray's second.
As the little tuck, and during that, he just kind of took off a little bit too far out, and that's what I mean by the further out you are, the more you have to extend on that type of thing. As soon as you tuck your body, the aerodynamics change. You stop flying. You know, when you used to fly those planes, you pull in the wings, you go down. You do.
Jeff Shepard, 3 for 3 and looking pretty good doing it. His teammates behind the basket sure love it.
That's his guys. Here he comes, and never takes his eye off the basket. And no, I'll tell you, have to go up pretty high to slam it backwards. But you notice he has not taken off his takeoff spot like a broad jumper, pretty close to the back.
Back to the 1992 Boston Shootout. Boston trailing on the scoreboard here in the championship game to New York. 50-36 is the score. And with me, the executive director of the Roxbury Boys and Girls Club and the tournament director, Mr. Richard Ward. And Richard, Boston trailing right now, but all in all, another great Boston Shootout.
Well, it does. It looks pretty bad right now, but I think they got it in them and they'll come back. But as we said, as you said, Coach, this is the 20th year of the Boston Shootout. Nothing stands for 20 years unless it's excellent. And I think that all the sponsors and everybody who's been involved with this tournament over the years, those are the Coca-Cola, Dunkin' Donuts, Reebok, Gillette, those are our major sponsors who have just bent over backwards and just really tried to make this tournament a great one. So we're pleased to be here, and I'm pleased to be in the spot where I have an opportunity to run the tournament during this 20th year. So I'm very privileged.
What's the hardest part about putting together something like this?
I think that one of the most difficult things about this is that you're working with so many people, but the great people that we are working with just do a fantastic job. We probably have 100 volunteers who just come out and do everything that they possibly can, from selling programs, T-shirts, to being hosts for the teams, and just doing a number of things that you don't see behind the scenes. And they're the ones that actually make this work. And people like Yvonne Irving, if you got somebody like her behind you, really coordinating all the little bits and pieces of this tournament, it can't help but work. And that's what I think has been the best thing about this.
Also, Richard, this tournament also is an integral part of you guys' budget for the year. Where does that stand?
Yes, this is a major fundraising event for us. It is our largest fundraising event at the Boys and Girls Clubs of Boston Roxbury Clubhouse. And you know, we're going through tough times just like everybody else. And you know, we work with so many kids, good kids, day in and day out, people who really need some support, and people who come out, the sponsors who support this kinds of thing. These are the things that make our jobs a lot easier, because those funds now become available to work with the 2,000 members across the community that we work with. And you see the ball boys, you see the kids out here. That's what it's all about, is really helping them. So,
also, Richard, you have to be impressed too. The Boston team came out, nobody knew much about them, and a lot of folks around town said, hey, Boston doesn't have anything, and look at them now in the championship.
Well, I walked away for the last minute of the game. I just couldn't stand sitting there, because I'm like saying to myself, gee, I might give them some bad luck or something. But I was real happy for them. They've worked really hard. I had an opportunity to see them practice when it started from a 60-man roster and whittled its way down to the 10 you have here. And they have really shown that they can stick together and play very well. The score right now doesn't dictate it, but I think that they deserve a lot of recognition and deserve everything that they've been getting. And I think they'll come back, so I'm pulling for them.
All right, Richard Ward, always a pleasure to see you. And the second half action of the Boston Shootout will continue right after this.
And again, Boston can gamble here and try for a steal. They have fouls to give. Negron doesn't. He wants some help out of Maurice Brown. Wallace misses the dunk.
But New York will get a new 24 seconds. And
Boston still has 3 fouls to give here. They can give him before the shot.
If they're playing the 24, the rule, the NBA rule, the next one ought to put them on the line.
Fouls in the last 2 minutes.
Right.
Wallace wants it. Oh, it's picked off by Thomas. What a bad pass by Brown.
Sure was.
Here's Arena down 4. Leaves it for Travieso. Fakes the 3. Takes it in. And he'll go to the line.
Now that's really a great play by Travieso, who's more inclined to just hang around that 3-point stripe and fire away. Here he has thoughts about it, but they were right there waiting for him. And in he goes. And this is as good an opportunity right now, putting him on the free throw line to shoot 2 as he would have if he'd taken the 3. Of course, the percentages right now, Travieso should hit both these foul shots.
'98, 95. 35 seconds to play. 2-point game. No need to foul. Just going to play some D. Whoa!
Now that's going to add to the lure of the Boston Garden. It hit a nail probably. Watch this. He just went over the top. How many times you hear that this thing floor causes problems?
Hector Negron takes it in. No rebound. Tough one. Yes! Jamal Jackson. We are tied at 98.
What a comeback. 20 points down Boston was, 61-41, and here we are tied.
Dingle. Travel. It'll be Boston ball with 10 seconds to go.
Now Boston has 3 good guards.
Arena better hurry. Goes to the hoop. Won't get it. Wallace the rebound. Brown doesn't get it off. Overtime.
Wow.